The Chemical Health Risk Assessment (CHRA) at the Gold Analysis Laboratory in the Gold Rare Earth Material Entrepreneurship Center, Kurit, University Malaysia Kelantan (UMK), aims to protect staff who work with hazard chemicals like nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, and aqua regia. These substances are important for testing gold and rare earth materials but can be dangerous if not handled properly. This assessment helps to identify chemical hazards, check how much workers are exposed, review current safety measures, and suggest better ways to reduce risks. More than just meeting safety rules, the CHRA helps create a safer, healthy workplace for everyone in the lab.
Hi, my name is Nur Arifa. I'm presenting Part A, Chemical Hazardous to Health, or CHTH, for the Gold Analysis Laboratory at Grade UMK. CHTH refers to chemicals that are harmful to human health through inhalation, skin contact, or ingestion. In this lab, several chemicals are used, including nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, aqua regia, sulfuric acid, sodium cyanide, and acetone. These are used in programs such as metal testing, cleaning, and gold extraction. Each chemical has its own health risk. For example, aqua regia produces toxic fumes that can damage the lungs. Sodium cyanide is extremely poisonous, and exposure can be fatal. Acetone, although common, can cause dizziness and skin irritation. According to the GHS system, these chemicals are labeled with hazard codes. For instance, H314 means causes severe skin burns, while H331 means toxic if inhaled. The people most at risk include lab technicians, students, and research staff, especially if the lab lacks proper control like ventilation and PPE.
Next, hazard rating for inhalation exposure. First, we have acetone. Hazard effect, it can make us dizziness, headache, and respiratory tract irritation. Then we have formalin. Formalin can affect at throat irritation, coughing, and carcinogen. And then we have sodium hypochlorite. Sodium hypochlorite often used for cleaning and disinfection. It can irritate the nose and lungs. And then we have ethanol. Ethanol commonly used as a solvent or disinfection. It also has a moderate hazard rating. When inhaled in significant amount, it can irritate the respiratory system and cause coughing.
Okay, next for hazard properties for dermal exposure. We have 4 chemicals, which is acetone, ethanol, sodium hypochlorite, and formalin. The hazard effect for acetone is it causes skin dryness and cracking due to its strong solvent properties, which strip the skin of natural oils. Next, for ethanol, it leads to dryness and irritation, especially with prolonged contact. And next, for formalin, it can cause the chemical burn, significant skin irritation, and allergic reaction upon contact. And lastly, for sodium hypochlorite, it causes skin corrosion and burns, especially in concentrated form. And next, for dermal exposure rate, it shows that for acetone, it is moderate. For ethanol, low. For formalin, high. And for sodium hypochlorite, high. That's all.
Hi, my name is Norain. I will explain about exposure rating. Number 1 case example, which is acetone exposure. For example, let's look at the chemicals acetone. The recorded TWA egg exposure is 712.5 ppm, while the permissible exposure limit PEL set by OSHA is 100 ppm. This means the worker is exposed to 71.25% of the maximum legal limit, in an 8-hour work shift. Although it's still under the limit, it shows a significant level of exposure. Number 2, exposure rating, which is 3, moderate exposure. Based on this percentage, this exposure is categorized as exposure rating 3, which means moderate exposure. This level is not immediately dangerous, but if it occurs daily without proper control, it can lead to long-term health effects. So this level should still be taken seriously and not ignored. Number 3, countermeasure. Several countermeasures are recommended to reduce the risk. First, install local exhaust ventilation to remove chemical vapors from the work area. Second, replace hazardous chemical with safer alternative if possible. Third, reduce exposure time for workers by using job rotation. Fourth, provide PPE such as chemical-resistant gloves and respirators. And finally, carry out regular air monitoring to ensure exposure levels remain safe. Why take action at exposure rating 3? Why do we need to take action even at exposure rating 3? Because moderate exposure can still be harmful, especially if it happens frequently. Daily exposure can build up and lead to long-term health problems. Taking early action with a proper countermeasure helps to protect worker health and ensure the workplace remains safe and compliant with safety standards.
Okay, next for PPE and emergency preparedness. So for PPE, we try glove for chemical resistant. Second, splash goggle to protect eyes. Third is half face respirator with organic vapor cartridge. And the other one is chemical resistant aprons for body protection. And last but not least is closed footwear to prevent spill and injuries. Next is emergency readiness. First of all, the workplace is equipped with essential safety tools including eye wash station for immediate eye rinsing after chemical exposure. Next is spill kits to handle accidental chemical spill safely, and first aid kit for treating minor injuries on the spot. Last is safety recommendation. So provide regular training on chemical spill response and fire evacuation. Next is inspect and maintain PPE and safety equipment routine. Last is display clear SOP for PPE use and storage, and label, store and replace PPE as needed. Thank you.
Hi guys. My name is Kevin Marifra Darao, and my matrix number is J24A1077. So today I'll be concluding our case study we conducted earlier. So from our case study, that we can conclude that the workplace assessment at grade in UMK Jelly highlights the critical need for effective chemical health risk management, especially in activities like rock crushing and mineral processing. They also we also conclude that we also can tell that employees face exposure to hazardous chemicals such as acetone, ethanol, formalin, and sodium hypochlorite, which some can cause serious health risks like burns, respiratory issues, and long-term illness. And while appropriate PPE is being used in grade, its effectiveness depends on regular maintenance, proper usage, and ongoing staff training. Emergency preparedness measures are in places which they monitor, and also continuous improvement in also in response, like protocols, equipment upkeep, and also safety awareness is also necessary. And by with that, strengthening these areas, we will create a safer work environment and support great mission in research, innovation, and industrial collaboration, uh, at present and also in future. With that, I would like to end our presentation on our case study. Thank you.